Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just gonna do a chit chat, get ready with me. I'll be going out real soon to just catch up with some friends and have some lunch in the city. So I decided to just film myself getting ready while talking to you guys about what I feel like talking about, I guess. I'm not sure what look I'm gonna go for. I'm just gonna start off by doing what I normally do, and then maybe I do a little something different with my eyes or my lips. I'm not sure, but you guys will see what I do. So I am currently on my break. I completed my first semester of uni. It's very different to high school in many ways. However, it's sad because I didn't really get to experience it that well because of the whole, I was only on campus for maybe a month, which was annoying because, you know, your first year you want to meet new people and experiences and all that, but I wasn't able to, sadly. It seems like next semester we'll be going back into campus. Like I said, I'm currently on break and I'll be going back in roughly around 2 months, I think. Honestly, I don't even know when I'm starting. I haven't looked at the dates or anything. So now I just have like a really long break, which I'm not used to, because in high school you only get like 2-week breaks every 10 weeks or 11 weeks of schooling. So it feels like I'm on summer break, but it's not summer, it's like cold here in Melbourne. But when I decided to start a YouTube channel, I knew that I was never going to be one to talk about anything that's like political or anything like that. However, I feel like what I'm going to talk about is 100% acceptable. So let's talk about what's really happening around the world. The whole Black Lives Matter movement is something that has been happening for many years, decades, to be honest. Black people have been protesting and fighting for equal rights, and I feel like, come on, like, it's 2020 and I don't want to cuss, I really want to, but this stuff is still happening in 2020, which doesn't make sense to me at all. I don't get it. There was a protest here in Melbourne. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. There was a protest here in Melbourne which I went with one of my friends, and the turnout was crazy. I wasn't expecting that many people to actually be at the event because of the whole lockdown situation and people like being told not to go in crowds. I thought many people would stay home and just like support the protest at home and not physically participate, but I was like, screw that. I am going to be careful though. I am gonna be super careful and try to be distancing even though the crowd was full of people. However, this matter is very important to me. One thing that's really sad here in Australia is that the same thing is happening to the people who own the land, Indigenous Australians, which is really disgusting the way they are treated. I didn't know how bad it was. I knew that they weren't treated fairly. I knew all that stuff. However, participating in the protest, I really learned that it's really unfair for them, and they are the owners of this land. They were once 100% of the population here in Australia, and now they are less than 3%. The fact that there's also been over 400 deaths caused by police officers here in Australia, and no one has ever been arrested for a death of an Indigenous Australian, which is ridiculous. Hearing that, I was like, wow, the same thing that's happening in America is happening here in our land, and no one's speaking about it. I mean, I only recently learned about it. I'm 18. My 18 years here living in Australia, I didn't know it was that bad, and it's disgusting. Honestly, it's truly disgusting. I was at a loss for words, honestly, when I heard that. I didn't know, and then when I came back home, I looked into it a little more, and it's just disgusting. The injustice is just disgusting. If you guys haven't signed any petitions for justice for particular individuals or anything like that, or want to know any other ones, I'm going to link a few down below. I've signed as many petitions as I can. I've donated. You guys can sign the petitions, donate if you can. If you can't donate, that's okay, but signing petitions and doing something about it, spreading awareness, that's doing something. A lot of people are participating in this because this is something that's really serious. And in 2020, it's ridiculous. So my base is all done. I'm like looking at the time because I am always late and I do not want to be late for once. And I'm filming. So I personally believe that we should be taught about this injustice in schools here in Australia, in primary school. How I learned about Indigenous Australians being treated unjustly here in Australia was when I was young, but that was because of my parents. My parents taught me that. I don't have any memory whatsoever about learning this information at school, which is wrong, and I feel like it should definitely be taught in schools because it's important. We learn about Australia Day and how an amazing day it is, but it's not an amazing day. And if you guys don't know what Australian Day is basically a day Australia became Australia. A lot of killings, horrible things happened that day. So learning about this now at only 18, you know, it's really sad. And it also just doesn't make sense how Indigenous Australians only make up less than 3% or 3% of the Australian population. However, I believe they are the highest incarcerated race group of people in the world. How is that even possible when they make up only 3% of Australia? Even if you're not Aussie or Australian from here, you know, take some time, do some research, look into how Indigenous Australians live here. Like, their living conditions are horrible for them. So please check out my description and sign as many as you can, because some people feel like petitions don't do anything. They do a lot. When you have millions or hundreds of thousands of people signing petitions, a lot gets done, a lot. And what also came out, I don't know if this has been out for a long time, but I recently came across it. Women of color were getting brand deals and being paid way less amount of white influencers were getting paid. How? You're doing the exact same thing. However, one individual's getting paid 3 times almost what you're getting paid to do the exact same thing. How is that fair? When I saw that, I was taken back. I was disgusted and confused how that's a thing. And there's like this quote, I'm not sure how it exactly goes, so don't quote me. I'm not sure who said it, but it was a quote that I came across and I was like, that is so true. That slavery was never abolished, because it was supposedly abolished somewhere in the late 1800s. Slavery was never abolished, it just evolved, which is true. Like, slavery was never abolished because people of color are still being treated unjustly, so it was never abolished. That is just some BS. The past 2 weeks has been an emotional roller coaster for me, honestly. With everything happening, it's been a lot, and I ain't gonna lie, I cried watching this one video. It was really emotional. Seeing all these posts, and all these videos coming up and all these deaths that are coming up, trying to get justice for these people. Even though I am not African American and I don't live in America, those are my brothers and sisters out there. And if I, a black woman who's also Muslim, wearing a scarf, was living in America, I would be treated just how horribly they are. So I feel for them. So now that I have done my face, I'm going to move to my eyes. I'm just gonna do something simple, guys. I'm not gonna do something crazy. If you want to see a video of where I did something a little less neutral, I filmed a get ready with me. I think that was like my 3rd video or 4th video that I ever filmed. I'll put the video just right there, so make sure to go check it out. And to go back onto a more positive topic, I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who has been supporting me. It truly, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, means a lot to me. I've been on YouTube now for 2 months, and currently I have 76 subscribers, and yes, that's not a high number, but you know, it's not just about the numbers. I'm getting a lot of love and support. That's the main part for me. I'm very thankful for you. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, make sure to subscribe and like this video. I just want to say thank you guys so much. It really does mean a lot to me. You guys' comments mean a lot, and when you guys like the video, it means a lot. I actually also started watching new Netflix docuseries or just documentaries, mention them down below. Highly recommend for you guys to watch it. If you don't want to, you know, sit back and do research on individuals, definitely watch these docuseries that really break down and show just the injustice. There's one that I'm currently watching and it's so sad, about a young African American guy locked up and was in prison for 3 years for doing something that he didn't do. He was never given a trial or a date or anything like that. So he was just sitting in prison in, like, I believe the prison he was in was like the world's toughest prison, or like the toughest prison in America. He was abused, starved, treated horribly, and then it came out that it wasn't him. So he came out of prison. I believe a year later, after he was out of prison, he ended up committing suicide because he was having to go back to court, and he was terrified that he decided to take his own life, and he was only in his early 20s. You actually see interviews of him, and it's really sad because one of the interviews that he does, he actually ended up taking his life 2 weeks or a week after the interview was filmed. So it's really, really sad how that could even happen to an individual. He was in solitary confinement for like hundreds of days. I'm not sure the exact number, but hundreds of days in solitary confinement. That will drive anyone crazy. Guys, I'm just going for lunch, but I haven't worn full face of makeup in so long, so I was like, I have to, and I'll just film a chit chat, get ready with me so I can talk about real stuff that's happening in real life. Back to uni talks, because I was going to mention this before, but I completely forgot. The course I am doing is 3 years, so this is my first year. Guys, the lighting is so good here. Oh my god, I really like it so far. Like, what I'm learning and everything, I really, really do like it. People in my classes were really, really nice. And it just sucked that we didn't get to like build like a stronger connection. I would be lying if I said I wasn't nervous going to uni, because yes, I had some friends from my high school also going to the same uni as me. However, none of them were doing the same course as me. So I was nervous because I'll be going into a new course with new people and I don't know anyone there. I just told myself that, Ifteen, you're not the only person that doesn't know anyone in there. A lot of people don't know anyone in there. That made me feel better that I wasn't the only person. Guys, I can't be bothered putting fake lashes on, so I think I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna keep it like this, because I honestly can't be bothered. Because I am going to be catching public transport, I'm also going to be wearing a mask, so I'm not going to really do my lips. All I'm going to do is do like a nude outline and just bring it in. I was going to do a gloss, but then I was like, wait, I'm wearing a mask. Last step, just to set everything in place. So this is the final look. It's super like natural and everything. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for another video. It truly means a lot, especially if you made it all the way to the end. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel down below, and also please do check out all the petitions that I'll be linking down below. This is my look for today. I'm actually going to keep this black scarf because I feel like it looks really good all together. So I just want to say thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to me. I'll see you guys later on this week. Love you guys so much.